moon question in class. It was a regular morning in Mrs. Zhang's classroom, the kind of day where the sun cast long shadows through the windows, and the hum of distant traffic seemed almost peaceful. The air was thick with the scent of chalk and new textbooks. Mrs. Zhang, always poised and precise, stood in front of the class with a question that would turn the day upside down. "Class," she said, tapping the whiteboard with her marker, "why is the moon round?" A silence fell over the room, the kind that signals a question too simple to answer, yet too complex to ignore. The students shuffled in their seats, unsure if they should raise their hands, unsure if the right answer was hidden somewhere in the folds of their textbooks or in the vastness of the universe itself. Mrs. Zhang stood patiently, her eyes scanning the room, waiting for the one brave soul to step forward with an answer. After what felt like an eternity, a small hand shot up from the back of the room. It was Lin, a student known more for his mischievous smile than his academic brilliance. Mrs. Zhang, relieved to break the silence, gestured toward him. "Yes, Lin?" she asked, her voice light with curiosity. Lin's face lit up with that characteristic grin. He leaned forward, his voice carrying an air of playful confidence. "It's because the moon hasn't dieted yet." The room erupted in laughter. The other students howled, some clutching their stomachs, others struggling to catch their breath. Mrs. Zhang, caught off guard, blinked twice, trying to process the answer. "You? What?" she stammered, unable to suppress the smile tugging at the corners of her mouth. Lin shrugged, his expression innocent yet filled with a knowing mischief. "I mean, look at it. It's all round and full. If it wanted to be thin, it would have to stop eating, right?" More laughter followed, the sound echoing off the walls of the classroom. Even Mrs. Zhang couldn't hold back a chuckle. But as the laughter began to die down, something shifted in the atmosphere. The room seemed to pause, as if the playful exchange had stirred something deeper, something more reflective. Mrs. Zhang took a moment, her smile softening as she looked at Lin. "You know, Lin," she said, her voice taking on a thoughtful tone, "you might not be wrong. The moon is, in a way, full of itself. But in science, we'd say the moon is round because of gravity, because the force of gravity pulls it into a shape that's almost perfectly spherical, like all celestial bodies in space." Lin's eyes widened, as if a new kind of curiosity was sparking in him. He scratched his head, looking at the moon outside the classroom window, his playful demeanor now replaced with a flicker of genuine wonder. "So, you're saying the moon's round because of something invisible?" Lin asked, his voice tinged with awe. "That's right," Mrs. Zhang replied, her voice gentle but firm. "Gravity is invisible, but it's always at work, shaping the universe around us. It's a force that's constantly pulling, holding everything together, whether we can see it or not." The students sat quietly now, all eyes fixed on the moon outside, their minds racing with new thoughts and possibilities. The classroom had shifted from a place of jokes and laughter to a place of quiet contemplation. And in that moment, something inside Lin clicked. He'd always thought of science as something distant, something that didn't have much to do with his daily life. But now, with just a few words, the universe felt a little closer, a little more real. As Mrs. Zhang finished her explanation, she gave the class a moment to let it sink in. She smiled, knowing that even in the midst of a joke, a real lesson had been learned. And as the bell rang, signaling the end of class, Lin couldn't help but look up at the moon one last time, wondering what other mysteries the universe had to offer. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to keep the magic of learning alive.